What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic. I hope y'all having a happy New Year. Happy 2018 to y'all. Hope y'all doing good. Hope everything going good and well. So, the Texans lost yesterday to the Indianapolis Colts in a meaningless game, which I think gave Cleveland the third pick in the draft now. So I think they're gonna have the first pick with a bad pick, and then because of us, we gave them the third pick. So Happy New Year, Cleveland, and also second round too. So Happy New Year, y'all. But there's been reports for the past couple weeks about the rift between Bill O'Brien and Rick Smith, and that relationship could continue the way it was continuing, and that it was possibly reported that Bill O'Brien would be out. I was a big advocate that shouldn't happen because I think as soon as he would leave, he would be the first one, the first head coach is hired to a brand new job. There's also reports of us trading Rick Smith to Arizona for Bruce Arrington, and I'm like, Bruce Arrington has health problems. Do you want him, like, will he be able to sustain throughout the whole 16 season? Like 16 game season plus the playoffs? I mean, will we be another Gary Kubiak situation where something could happen? Like I wouldn't want that. Plus, like I said, Deshaun Watson advocated for Bill O'Brien to be there and to still be the head coach because they worked well together. When those two was together, it was the best offense in the NFL. So you don't want to give that up. You really don't want to give that up. But the reports have that Rick Smith is going to be taking the leave of absence. I think after his press conference today, he said it's going to be probably a year, at least a year, leave of absence because his wife is dealing with breast cancer. So I want to first start off by saying prayers to the Rick Smith family and his wife. Hope that you recover. Hope that everything is well, especially being in the city of Houston, which is, if I'm not mistaken, is the number one city for cancer research and cancer recovery. Bob and their dealt with cancer. His wife's dealt with cancer. The offensive lineman Quisenberry. A lot of people come to Houston because I think it's the number one cancer center in the United States. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken. So, with that being said, she's in a good spot place wise in the city of Houston. Uh, Being the wife of a person who works for an NFL organization means they have all the resources, all the things that they can do to help her come to a speedy recovery and everything is well and be cancer free. So our prayers up to the Rick Smith and his family and his wife and hope that everything is well. And for you people, before y'all get into my comments and be like, oh, good riddance to Rick Smith, we don't need him no way. I got my issues about Rick Smith, but I don't play that. I'm being dead ass serious. I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit at all. You dealing with somebody's one. She has nothing to do with Rick Smith, football wise, and then two, even if it was Rick Smith, like we talking about football versus life and death situations, sicknesses and stuff, and people be getting on the comment section saying weird stuff. Just like some people got on the comment section about Deshaun Watson calling them RG4 and stuff like that. Like I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit when it comes to people well being, like on the real, like that. That's straight up and down the real. I don't play that. So if you don't get on my comment section talking that sick shit, like that's square business right there. I don't play that. But being said, football wise, I think this is for the best because football wise, Rick Smith is at best a mediocre GM. He's had his good moments, his good picks, his JJ Watts, his moving up to get Deshaun Watson, taking Hopkins when nobody thought that Hopkins would. I mean, Hopkins was last all the way to the end of the first round. Also, Whitney Merciless and things like that. Finding your diamonds in the rough like AJ Bouye and Arian Foster and things like that. But also, you have your blunders by letting AJ Bouye go, which is probably your biggest one. Drafting Kevin Johnson. Uh, we gonna see about Will Fuller. I'm very excited about Will Fuller, but it seems like without Deshaun Watson, Will Fuller disappears. And I mean, that's not really. I'm not gonna blame Will Fuller on that one. But he's probably like how I think about Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is exceptional when he's with Ben Roethlisberger, but when Ben Roethlisberger's not there, Antonio Brown's not Antonio Brown no more. With Deshaun Watson, Will Fuller looked like the best receiver on this team. Like Will Fuller looked amazing. He had 17 catches with Deshaun Watson, and seven of them was touchdowns. He looked phenomenal. Without him, he missed some time too. He left the game with an ankle injury like the first half, first quarter. I don't think it was that serious. I think they just wanted to get him out the game. Which and that after that, I had no interest because Hopkins wasn't playing, so there was no intrigue for me to watch the rest of the Indianapolis game. I watched it, but I wasn't. I was half ass watching it. But so we that pick is remained to be seen. Letting Ben Jones go, letting Brandon Brooks go when you need help in the offensive line, letting Quentin Demps go. And you're gonna have your blunders. You're gonna have your miscues. You're gonna have your great moments and your bad moments, no matter how good or bad you are. Even the worst GM decided to draft Andrew Luck, but after that he made bad decisions. Even the best GM has made bad decisions. So I'm not gonna hold you completely for that. But if you want to grade everything as a whole, he's at best mediocre. So you need to move on from him. Now the reports are they probably doing something like maybe the assistant general manager possibly move him up or bringing in Gaines, who was part of the Texan organization previously. He left this past year to go to Buffalo. I don't want neither one of those situations. Also talking about giving Bill O'Brien a little bit more power. I don't want none of those situations. I want us to bring in a legitimate GM candidate from another organization. Somebody has no ties to Houston, has no ties with Bill O'Brien, has no ties with Rick Smith, has no ties with Bob McNair. A complete outside person to bring them in to get a breath of fresh air. Like I said, I said this before dealing with Rick Smith up until the AJ Bouye signing. If we keep Rick Smith, cool. If we let Rick Smith go, cool. Because I can't evaluate a GM. Like I can't tell you if a scout is going to be a good GM. I can only tell you if they've been a good GM previously. I can tell you, okay, yeah, they'd probably be a good GM. If they've been a bad GM previously, I could probably tell you they'd be a bad GM. But I can't tell you before. I don't know. I have nothing to track on because you can't say, well, they were a good scout. I mean, they might have been a good scout in the organization, but they might have scouted a whole bunch of good. They might have scouted people and had good grades on people who weren't good, and the general manager that was above them did a better job of being the general manager, or vice versa. They could be a great scout, but the general manager above them did a horrible job of being the general manager, so it makes them look bad. So I can't really tell. I can't really evaluate that because I'm not qualified to evaluate that. Now I can evaluate a coach. I can look at an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator and be like, they'll be a good head coach. The way their offense runs, the way they run their defense, they'll be a good head coach. The way they act, they have that it factor. They could be a good head coach. I can do that. I can evaluate somebody that's going to be a coach. I can't evaluate nobody that's going to be a general manager. But that being said, I don't want nobody that has anything to do with Houston to be the general manager. I want them to be bringing a complete outside person to give another voice. I don't need nobody to be a yes man and be like, this is what you want? Okay, yeah, we're going to do this. Yeah, no, I need somebody to step in and be like, no, that's dumb. That's completely stupid. I'm not letting him walk. No, I'm not going to sign that dude. No, I need somebody with another outside. I need a complete outside person. That's what I want us to hire. I want us to get a complete outside person, a complete breath of fresh air. That's what I want us to bring to this table when it comes to 2018. Because we need to shore up his offensive line, and we need to shore up his secondary. It's kind of hard because we have salary cap space. We got, and when will those Bob McNair comments come to roost when it comes to bringing in free agents? Will people be like, I was gonna come there because y'all got Deshaun Watson, y'all got Hopkins, y'all got Will Fuller, y'all got Clowney, y'all got White, y'all got Merciless. I was gonna come there, but I don't be treated like no inmate though. Like, will those comments? Like, those are legitimate questions. Will those comments come to roost? We don't know. We won't know until that happens. We don't know until the money's on the table. Who knows? Some people might not even give a damn about them comments. They see the money coming in, and well, they throwing me money. This team ain't throwing me money, so I might as well go. Because I've been under this impression ever since the summer is that we're gonna throw a lot of money at Malcolm Butler, the cornerback from the New England Patriots. That's just my gut feeling. And I can't tell you if I like that or not. Like I really don't know. I think he's better than any cornerback that we have on the team, but I don't want to just fully invest in him and then he not. I don't know. But we got to do something with the secondary because we cannot roll in with Kevin Johnson. We can't roll in with Kevin Johnson, Jonathan Joseph, and Kareem Jackson as your corners. I'm sorry. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. You cannot roll that in because I think that Kevin Johnson might be the biggest bust first round pick. Actually, no, it's not the even big. Not might be. He is right now because Rick Smith has actually since Dwayne Brown, he's hit on every first round pick. Either they've been either they've been a Pro Bowler or played at a Pro Bowl level, just not got the Pro Bowl bid. I mean, except for Kareem Jackson. Kareem Jackson never made a Pro Bowl and hasn't played in the Pro Bowl level. But there was a point in time, like around his second and third year, that he was a legitimate starter. I know a lot of people want to like give him flack for that and give me flack for that. But yeah, he had a horrible rookie year. His rookie year was atrocious. But his second and third year in 2011, 2012, they were pretty decent. Those are pretty. Those Texan defenses as a whole was a pretty decent defense. He was a decent corner. He was a legitimate. He's a guy that if you threw out a whole bunch of names for 32 teams, he would have started on some. He would have started on other teams outside the Texans. Kevin Johnson, on the other hand, is a completely different situation. Kevin Johnson ain't starting on nobody but the Houston Texans. And he's not even starting on the Houston Texans. If you notice, he was starting at one point, and then he had the injuries, even though he probably really was hurt. But this injuries is what caused him not to be the starter no more because when it got towards the end of the season, he was no longer the starter. He shouldn't have been the starter from jump. He was never. I never seen it with Kevin Johnson. A lot of people were saying that during when AJ Bouye left. Oh, we got Kevin Johnson come back. We don't need AJ Bouye. What do y'all see in AJ Bouye? I thought he was okay. I mean, I never thought he was just bad. I thought he was okay, but I never seen it in him to be this dude is the dude. Like I seen that in AJ Bouye. I seen that last year that AJ Bouye was going to be the best cornerback, one of the best cornerbacks in football. I knew he was one of the best cornerbacks in football last year, and I thought that he would continue on that trajectory. Not to mention him going over there, playing with Jalen Ramsey, playing with Calais Campbell, and the way that defense, that attacking defense. Now he's aggressive, and then if you listen to him, he's probably the leader of that defense because the rest of those guys on the Jacksonville defense, hey, and credit, I'm a Texan fan. You don't know how much it pains me to say this. Credit to Jacksonville in that defense because they deserve every swag that they get. That cockiness that they spew out, they have every right to do that. The way they did us for 2 games, even though one game was a complete hurt Texan team, but they did what they were supposed to do. They dominated like they were supposed to dominate. The way they came out there and won that division, the way they playing under Blake Bortles, it's kind of like us playing with 17 and us playing with Mallett and us playing with Hoyer. The way that they did their season, hey, that defense deserves every credit for being crazy and cocky the way they is. But AJ Bouye is the only one on that defense that's not like that. He has that business mentality that grounded, like when they lost to the 49ers, he's like, to be honest, I'm glad we lost. I mean, I don't want to lose, but we need this because guys around here been feeling themselves too much. He knows what he's been to the playoffs twice. He been rolling with the Texans to get into the playoffs and then get shut out at home to Kansas City, and then come down there and battle and scrape and claw with the Patriots who end up winning the Super Bowl, but have a crash and trash ass quarterback that causes you the reason why you lose. Not to mention Will Fuller dropping a key touchdown that would have changed the complexion of their game. But that's last year. We ain't gonna talk about that. But see, he knows what it takes. He knows that you can't just come in there and be feeling yourself because no matter how you roll into the playoffs is a whole different story. It's a one game thing. One slip up, one play can end your season. Look at Denver and Baltimore. Denver dominated their whole game, and then Jacoby Jones catches a pass, it gets in the end zone, game over. Baltimore Ravens win the Super Bowl, Broncos at home. One play can change a whole complexion of a season. It's not like that in the regular season because you still got next week, and you still got the week after that, and the week after that. And he knows that. And that's what we give up. And that's the main reason why I say that we need to get rid of Rick Smith. Like I say, prayers to Rick Smith and his family. Hope that his wife does well. Hopefully she beats this cancer situation. I truly am praying for you. But we do need somebody else. And with that being said, we do need another voice, another person in there. He's still going to keep his VP title. Like I said, because I never thought they would get rid of Rick Smith. Because him and Cal McNair, which is Bob McNair's son, are best friends. I think he's the godfather of one of Cal's kids, or vice versa. Cal's the godfather of one of his kids. Like he He's not married into the family like a Tony Romo, Jason Garrett type situation, but he damn near close. Like it's really he really in there. Like he really tight in the family. So they're just gonna move his position, give him another title, or keep him with another title. But he just won't be the general manager, which I'm fine with because president of football operations, they got book hotels and flights and all that stuff, and I'm pretty sure he's great at all those other things. Being a general manager is what he struggles at. And when it comes to getting undrafted free agents, he does good. That's probably his best thing that he does is getting undrafted free agents like your Fosters, like your Case Kingdoms and things like that, like your AJ Bouye's. But your Ryan Griffin, he does a good job getting undrafted free agents, drafting and getting regular free agents like Lamar Miller, number 17. What's the guard? Jeff Allen, like these things here, or letting AJ Bouye walk. You get trading Osweiler, getting all the salary cap space, and you don't sign nobody. You sign Brando Giacometti in the middle of the summer. That's your first free agent signing. Things like that. Things like that. And with this crucial situation we got coming, we cannot have that happen. Not this season. No. Now when we have number 4 coming back, and 99, and 56, and 10, and 15, and 27, we not with those guys coming back. Because I believe with help Deshaun Watson, I think this team can win 10 to 11 and possibly 12 games. But we have to shore up the offensive line, and we damn sure got to shore up that secondary. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, clicked that bell, get more videos. I holla.